Hey there, and welcome to a deep dive tailored just for you today. We're going to be exploring the world of health tracking and how it's changing the game for diabetes management. Ever imagine getting rewarded for taking care of your health?
It's a fascinating concept, almost like leveling up in a game, but instead of virtual rewards, you're working towards a healthier you.
Exactly. And that's where HealthyCoin comes in, a platform that's turning heads by actually rewarding you for tracking your health data. But before we get ahead of ourselves, let's set the scene a bit. You've mentioned you're interested in diabetes management, and it's no small thing, right? Globally, we're talking about nearly 500 million people living with diabetes.
It's a staggering statistic, and here in the US alone, over 37 million people are navigating the daily ins and outs of managing their diabetes. Many of them rely on insulin pumps, which have really revolutionized diabetes care.
Okay, so for anyone who isn't familiar, what exactly is an insulin pump? I imagine it beats constantly poking yourself with needles.
You're not wrong there. Imagine a tiny device, some even tubeless these days, that delivers a continuous measured dose of insulin. Think of it like having a healthy pancreas working behind the scenes, constantly adjusting insulin levels. It's a game changer for many.
Tubeless, you say, so no more wires and tubes sticking out. That's a pretty big deal, especially for someone who values discretion, like you mentioned in your notes, something like the Omnipod, right? That's one of the names I've come across.
Exactly. The Omnipod is a great example of how user-friendly these devices are becoming, and that ease of use has a direct impact on how well people can manage their diabetes.
So we've got a global challenge, a fascinating piece of tech in the mix. But where does the tracking part come into all of this? I get the feeling this is where it gets really interesting.
It absolutely does. You see insulin pumps along with other devices like continuous glucose monitors or even smartwatches are generating a treasure trove of data. And this data, well, it has the power to completely personalize your approach to diabetes management.
Okay, now you've got me hooked. We're talking personalized insights, but paint me a picture here. What kind of data are we talking about, and how does it translate into action?
Let's say you're wearing a smartwatch or a fitness tracker. It's tracking your sleep patterns right now. Combine that data with the information coming from your glucose monitor, which is keeping tabs on your blood sugar levels throughout the night. You might start to notice a pattern. Maybe your sleep quality dips before a spike in your blood sugar.
That's wild. I never would have thought to connect those two things. So you're saying with all this data, you're not just managing diabetes day to day, you're getting a glimpse into the bigger picture of your health.
Precisely. And that's where the real magic happens. We're talking about understanding how everything, your diet activity levels, even stress levels, all play a role in your diabetes management. It's about making those connections and using that information to make more informed decisions.
That's incredible. But all this data, it can feel overwhelming, right? I mean, where do you even begin to make sense of it all?
That's a great question, and it's something a lot of people struggle with, and that's exactly where platforms like HealthyCoin come into play. They take all that raw data and turn it into something actionable, even rewarding.
All right, so let's unpack this healthy coin thing a bit further because I'm already intrigued. You're telling me not only can I get a better handle on my health, but I can potentially get rewarded for it too. Tell me more. So are you saying healthy coin takes all this data, makes sense of it for you, and then just showers you with rewards for going about your day? It sounds almost too good to be true.
Well, it's not exactly about being showered with rewards for simply existing, but it's definitely about recognizing and rewarding the effort that goes into managing your health, especially something like diabetes, which requires constant attention.
Okay, now I need the lowdown. How does healthy coin actually work? Give me the details.
Think of it like a frequent flyer program, but instead of miles, you're earning HYC tokens, and you earn these tokens by consistently tracking your health data, whether it's through your insulin pump, a fitness tracker like your Aura Ring, or even just inputting information manually.
Hold on, you said Aura Ring. Now, I know I mentioned that in my notes, but for anyone listening who might not be familiar, what exactly is an Aura Ring? Is that like one of those mood rings from back in the day, but for health?
Not quite a mood ring, but it's definitely a cool piece of tech. The Aura Ring is a sleep and activity tracker disguised as a sleek ring you wear on your finger. It measures things like your heart rate variability, sleep stages, even your body temperature to give you a better understanding of your overall well-being.
Okay, I see. So it's tracking those more subtle things that we might not even be aware of and feeds that data back to Healthy Coin. And the more data you feed it, the more rewards you unlock. Is that it?
You got it. But it's not just about the quantity of data. HealthyCoin is designed to reward consistency and effort. So it's not about hitting some arbitrary step count every day. It's about establishing healthy habits that work for you and sticking with them.
I'm starting to see how this could be a real game changer, especially for someone managing a complex condition like diabetes. It's like having a personal cheerleader in your corner, but instead of just cheering, they're handing out gift cards. Speaking of which, what kind of rewards are we talking about here?
Now, this is where it gets really interesting. HealthyCoin has partnered with a wide range of brands and services, so you can redeem your HYC tokens for some pretty amazing rewards. We're talking fitness gear, healthy food subscriptions, even gift cards to your favorite stores.
So I could essentially be earning rewards while working towards better health. It's like getting double the benefits.
Yeah.
But on a more serious note, this could be incredibly motivating for someone who struggles with the daily grind of diabetes management.
Absolutely. It's about taking something that can often feel like a chore, like constantly monitoring your blood sugar, making sure you're getting enough sleep, and turning it into something positive and rewarding.
Okay, so let's say our listener is completely on board with this whole healthy coin concept. What are some practical things they can do to start maximizing both their health and their potential rewards? What would be your top tips?
First and foremost, I'd say start by setting some realistic goals. And I emphasize realistic because we don't want anyone getting overwhelmed or discouraged. Start small, maybe focus on one or two key areas you want to improve and gradually build from there.
It's that whole marathon, not a sprint mentality,
Yeah.
right? Small changes over time lead to big results. I like it. What else?
Don't underestimate the power of tracking your progress. Seeing how your efforts translate into tangible results can be incredibly motivating, and most of these tracking devices and platforms make it super easy to visualize your data. Think graphs, charts, even personalized insights based on your trends.
It's like having a personal health detective on your case. Instead of solving a crime, they're helping you unlock a healthier lifestyle.
That's a great way to put it. But speaking of detectives, it's also important to become your own health advocate. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Do your research and talk to your healthcare provider about what works best for you.
That's such a crucial point. We can have all the data and technology in the world, but at the end of the day, it's about working together with your healthcare team to create a plan that's tailored to your individual needs.
Precisely. And remember, this whole journey is about progress, not perfection. There will be good days and bad days, but the important thing is to keep learning, keep experimenting, and keep moving forward.
I love that progress over perfection. But before we get too far ahead of ourselves, let's circle back to HealthyCoin and its potential impact on all of this. We've talked about the individual benefits, but I'm curious to get your take on the bigger picture here.
You mean how something like HealthyCoin could potentially impact the way we approach healthcare on a larger scale?
Exactly. Are we on the start of a healthcare revolution? Are we all going to be walking around earning rewards for our healthy habits in the near future? What are your thoughts?
That's a big question, right?
It's a big question, right? Are we on the cusp of a healthcare system where positive reinforcement plays a bigger role?
Well, it's certainly an intriguing possibility. Imagine a world where instead of just treating illnesses, we're incentivized to prevent them in the first place.
It's like we're flipping the script on healthcare. Instead of just addressing problems after they arise, we're creating a system that rewards proactive health management.
Exactly. And for people managing chronic conditions like diabetes, that shift in mindset can be incredibly empowering. It's about taking control of your health and being recognized for your efforts.
And who knows, maybe this kind of system could even lead to lower healthcare costs in the long run if we're all staying ahead of the curve.
Now, wouldn't that be something? It's a fascinating area of exploration for sure.
It certainly is, but let's bring it back to our listener for a moment. We've covered a lot of ground today, from the global diabetes challenge to the ins and outs of HealthyCoin. What's the one key takeaway we want them to walk away with today?
You know, at the end of the day, it's about remembering that knowledge is power. The more we understand about our own bodies, our own individual health needs, the better equipped we are to make informed decisions.
And platforms like HealthyCoin, they're giving us the tools to unlock that knowledge, right? They're turning data into insights and those insights into action.
Precisely. It's like having a personalized roadmap to better health, and who wouldn't want that?
Absolutely. So to our listeners who's been on this deep dive with us today, we encourage you to explore HealthyCoin further and consider how this innovative approach to health management could fit into your own journey. And remember,
Every step you take towards a healthier you is a step worth celebrating.
couldn't have said it better myself. That's all the food for thought we have for you today. Until next time, keep diving deep and keep those healthy habits